It's mysmilewow, and I know I look a little crazy with all of these flowers in my hair, but I got a request from Married to Katie K. Hey, and she asked me, how do I make my hair flowers? So I decided to just make a video showing you the simple, easy method that I use to make these hair flowers. If you want to know how I do that, just keep watching. Okay, so some of the items that you're going to need is extra glue stick, a hair clip, or a bobby pin, depending on if you want to make it to sit on your head or on the corner of your ear, some gems, of course your flower, a sharp pair of scissors, hot glue gun, and a piece of felt in the color of your choice. So the first thing that I do is I like to find a flower that is flat. So if I put this in my hand, it sits flat. Those are the ones that I like to use. Because if you use one that is shaped like a bulb, it's going to kind of be sticking out the side of your head, and you don't want that. You want it to be as flush as possible. So it comes on a stem. I get these at the craft stores. It comes on a long stem, and it's a single flower. I just pull the stem off, discard that, and then I deconstruct the flower. So I start by pulling it apart. Sometimes you got to be a little rough with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, pull this apart, and then come back with it already deconstructed. Okay, so I've pulled the flower apart. So this was the middle part, and this was the part on the back of the flower. So I'm not going to use this, so I'm just going to toss that aside. This, I don't really like the way it looks. If you choose to keep this in your hair flower, all I suggest you do is get your really sharp scissors and just clip the base off. And then you can use it afterwards. Whoops, drop that. Alright, so bear with me because I'm using my phone to do this. So now that I have the flowers taken apart, and it's just a small part from the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. This particular flower has 5 petals to it. So you kind of want to just keep them in a rough order. Sorry, I forgot to plug in my hot glue gun. So then what I do is I just start at the back. I take the last petal, the next petal, and when I put it on, I don't put it exactly to match. I kind of just shift it a little bit. And Married to KDK, I know you're a crafter, so I know your brain is already gone like 4 or 5 steps ahead of this video, and you probably already got it because it is fairly simple. So I just kind of get them, place them how I want. So since I have these two placed, I'm going to go ahead and grab my hot glue gun. Hopefully it's hot. So you want to be very careful with this, of course, because it's a hot glue gun. It's hot. It can burn your skin. So if you're younger watching this, you always want to have your parents' permission or have an adult supervise you when doing this. So I'm just going to test it a little bit and see if it's already heated up. And it is. So I just place, if you can see, about that much glue. And then I just press. And if it's lined up, like I don't want it lined up like that, I'll just pull it apart while it's still hot and shift it. And then I'll just flip it over and I'll just add a little bit more glue. And there's a hole in the middle, so you want to watch your finger and make sure you don't burn yourself. And then I'll move on to the next, because anything else I need to fix or need to glue, I can just do that part after. So I'm going to come back with this already. Actually, I'm going to glue one more. So take the next petal, put it in the middle, and I'm hiding that empty space. Just make sure it's in the middle. I want to flip that down, and then You can see that. I want to add a little bit of glue. And I want to press. So I'm going to keep gluing this and I'm going to come back. Alright, so I just have this last piece here to glue on, the teeny part in the middle. So I just put it down, make sure it lines up with the little hole that was already there. And then I hold, and I hold these part back with my finger. So I just push these back and just hold them with my other finger that's loose. Take my glue gun, and I just put a little bit of glue here. Let it go. And tab. Sometimes too what I'll do is I'll bend it, kind of give it a little shape. Sometimes that works, but usually the glue takes over and it makes its own shape. So once you have that all glued, it's not going to fall apart. What I like to do then, if you're going to use the piece that came with the flower, you can just put some hot glue on the back of it and stick it in the middle. So that gives you that realistic flower look, but I don't like that look, so I'm not going to add this piece. What I have here is my gems, and it's just a 27 piece pack of glittery shapes, and at the craft store they have all kinds of shapes. I chose these because it's pink. A lot of my flowers go well with pink, and who doesn't like glitter? So these gems, you just peel off the back. It's sticky. So peel the back off. I add, instead of adding glue to this, you could burn yourself because it's so small. I hold the gem in my hand and I put some glue in the middle of the flower. Just a little bit. And then I take the gem and drop it, and then I move it to where I want it to be. I like that better than this piece because this, look at that shimmer. That's so cute. Alright, so I'm done with the gemstones. I'm going to move that to the side. At this point now, what I'll do is I'll kind of go through the leaves. For the most part, I glued them on one side. Like, I didn't put any glue there. I put glue on that side. I just go back, and wherever it's missing glue, I'll just add it before I put my back piece on. I'm not going to do that for the sake of this video. So let's just pretend I've added glue all around each petal underneath so they stick. So like, say I've added glue here and stuck that down. So I used all 5 petals to my flower. So the next thing I want to do is, you want to take your felt. What I did was I already cut out pieces. I cut out 2 pieces because I wasn't sure what shape I wanted. So I cut out a square piece or a rectangle piece, and then this just odd oval square type shape. Whatever shape you want, whatever sizes you want, as long as it's not too big. So you're going to flip your flower over, and I think I'm going to use this piece because you want to put this on the back of your flower. And if you're going to make one that's just going to clip in your hair, you use your clip. Normally I will clip it here, so it's clipped. And then what I do is I add hot glue on the edges of it and then place it down and stick it around the edge. And then once you do that, you let it cool, your flower is pretty much complete. You can clip it to your, let it cool completely, and then you can clip it to your hair. If you want to make a flower that goes in the corner of your ear, you're going to need to use a bobby pin. I find bobby pins work the best. What I do is that other piece of felt that I had, I cut, if you can see, 2 slits in them, but you would cut them closer together. And all you do is fit your bobby pin in there. Your bobby pin acts right. And just pull it. So if this space was smaller, actually, hold on, I'm going to fix that. Okay, so I just took this piece with this wide, cut the spaces too wide. You just fold it in half, and you just give it a little snip. That's why you need your scissors to be very sharp. So if I pull, I have the new piece, the new hole. So now there's 3 holes. I'm only going to use 2 of the holes. And you feed your bobby pin in through the other hole. And you pull it up. So now for this, I actually could go ahead and cut this piece right off, because it's too wide. I don't need it to be that wide. If I'm making a ear flower. Okay. And that's a little bit off centered. You want it to be more in the center. And then I put hot glue on the edges, on this side and on this side. And then I take it and I just stick it to my flower. Let that cool completely. And now you have a hair flower that will slide in the corner of your ear. Simple, easy, really easy. So again, if I want to make the ones I can just clip, and you can do both. What you can do is, you can take this piece of felt, I'm going to fold it, I'm going to make my 2 small clips. And that didn't go, kind of went through, so I'm just going to force my scissors through there, and be very careful if you have really sharp scissors. So my scissors went through on one side. The other side it didn't, so I just need to re-clip that. So that went through. So I'm going to take this out. You can put your bobby pin through there, and you can have, if you just glue the bottom, the top, and leave the edges with no glue, so just a straight line here, a straight line here, you glue it on your flower so it's glued like that. And you want to stick it in the side of your ear, you can, but then say you don't want to wear it on the side of your ear, you just take your bobby pin out, and because you didn't put any glue in the middle, now your clip will slide right in the middle. And now you can clip it anywhere in your hair that you want. So that's how I make my simple hair flowers. I didn't glue that on so it fell down. Disregard that part. So be very careful with your glue because it is really hot. And what I like to do is I like to go to the craft stores and I like to see what flowers are on sale. If I need the color, I'll buy it. And if they're flat again, that's what I really like about it. And you can make all colors. I have tons of colors. And this video was about 13-14 minutes, but really once you get the hang of it, 5 minutes you can make one flower. So thank you for watching my how to make hair flowers video. Thanks. Bye-bye.